What's going on, everybody? We are live for the real estate wholesaling ring. And today we're going to be calling some sellers live. Lane's got some stuff for us. He's got some drama going on with one of his properties. Hey, we saw it coming, but we're going to be talking about it. My name's Nathan Payne. Been in the game for several years now, done several deals. And, we're coming to you live because I come in here because I like to do deals and I like to network with people. That's me. Nathan Valley, who are you?
What's going on, guys? My name is Nathan Valley. I've been wholesaling for about 5 years. Done a bunch of deals, bunch of different states. I'm known for locking up over 100 contracts in a single year. I also did a 30-day challenge a while ago to where I picked a totally brand new market, no contacts, no resources, nothing, and did a $20,000 deal in 30 days without spending any money on marketing. So that was pretty cool. And Lane, how about you, brother?
Hey, how is everybody? Hope everybody's good today. I'm coming here from Arizona. I've been wholesaling for the past 15 years, bought thousands and thousands of properties. You know, this game, it's not even a game, but it's a fun business to help people. We deal with distressed sellers, all sorts of problems, divorce, inherited properties, houses that are just too ugly to even sell on the open market. The process is easy, right? It's you find a distressed seller, you get it in contract, you sell that contract. 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, closed. So we like doing this live, showing people how it's really done within the business behind the curtains. This is real, not scripted. These are real sellers coming to us with some sort of distress that need to sell their property and they need help.
It's a real problems, man. So let's get into one of the problems you're facing right now. I know. Oh yeah, before we get into that, guys, he wrapped it up. He basically said what these calls are for. But more than anything, we want you guys all to take action. The reason why we do these calls is because we want you guys to see what it looks like, and we want you to go out there and do it. So if you're struggling to take action, guys, hit us up. We'll give you some motivation. That's how you make money, right, Lane? I mean, Nathan, you got to go do it. You can educate yourself. Your head can be full of knowledge, but unless you're taking action, you're wasting your time.
I'll kind of say it in short. I'm totally going to butcher it, but it was a post I saw the other day, and it's from a quote from a gentleman named Alex Hormozi. And again, I'm going to butcher the quote, but you'll get the idea. Basically, it's kind of like a couple sentences to where what he says is getting ready to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling out doing the thing isn't doing the thing, right? Getting everything set up and in its place to do the thing isn't doing its thing. Setting the goals for doing the thing isn't doing the thing, right? And it goes on and on for a little bit. But guys, the only thing with doing the thing is by doing the thing, right? When it comes to wholesaling, getting on the phone is doing the thing, right? So all that other stuff put aside and just do the thing. Get on that phone.
Yeah, we need to shorten that up next time, Valley. But that is true.
Well, that's all our time for today, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, having that been said, see you guys later. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's dive right into Lane. Tell us what's going on. Last week.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago live on this call, we tied up a deal. Got a hold of this Anita in Deming, New Mexico. Had a lot of distress, dealing with a bunch of health issues. She inherited this property from her father, and she can't keep up with it. She can't even make the mortgage payments anymore. She's 3 months behind, and she just needs it gone. She actually is living somewhere else. People are breaking in. So we were able to come up with a number that she was happy with. It was putting about $20,000 in her pocket. $61,000 was the purchase price. We sent it out right after we got off this call. She signed it. We opened escrow. I sent my inspection crew out there to take pictures. We looked at the pictures last week, and I mean, you can almost just smell the filth and disgustingness through those photos of this house. I mean, it was bad. So then we get a call from her, and she's a little crazy. Well, she tries to think that we're like pulled the wool over her eyes and are taking advantage and all this, accusing us of things. And anyways, got her to calm down. Come to find out there's title issues. So she's inherited this property. She said all the issues were worked out through probate, whatnot. Because when you inherit a property, it doesn't mean that you can just turn around and sell it, right? And issue clean title, right? I mean, the owner of record is still her father. He is deceased, so they got to find that death certificate, provide the death certificate. If he does not have an estate planned out that has her appointed the authority figure to be able to sell that house, you got to go through probate, and probate is like the entire process. So we're trying to figure out right now if she's got to go through probate or not. I've got her a couple probate attorneys recommended to her, so we'll see. This could be a 3-month process on helping her, and all the while she ain't gonna make that mortgage payment. So it just it's getting tougher and tougher.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Any offers so far on the MLS that you put it on?
Not yet.
What triggered What triggered her kind of getting it? Did she see it listed on the MLS or something?
No, she tried to. So we use an attorney in fact, right? An attorney in fact is basically it's the power of attorney only to list the property, right? It only gives me power to do one thing, and that's only to sign listing documents to put it on the MLS. That's it. I don't have a power of attorney to do anything. I can't even sign the closing docs when it comes to close, but it only gives me authority to list the property. So she went and reread that and started freaking out on me that I had the power of attorney to do whatever I wanted in her dead father's name, which is not the case. It's an attorney in fact. AIF is the acronym we use all around the office. And it's a good thing to do when you have these properties that are in small towns and they're vacant. You don't got to deal with anybody living there. You can find a local agent to throw it on the MLS for you. And if you can't find a typical fix and flip cash buyer, you might be able to find an end user that is getting it at a huge discount that wants to fix it up and make it their own home.
That's how I sold the house in Del Rio, Texas, on the border of Mexico. Straight, they're having huge problems with Mexicans just going across the border and just taking over that town. But yeah, it's super small. And that's how I sold my property, just thrown on the MLS. So crazy, very interesting. So let me ask you, Lane, not a lot of offers. This is like a real situation you're facing. Not a lot of offers. You got someone that's coming at your neck. You have potentially a deal that might be a waste of your time if it's 3 months and nothing happens of it. What's your thought process right now? Is it like, should I just bail on this one? Should you just keep it going? Like, what are you thinking?
No, because we've got her calm down. And as soon as we hear back from the probate attorney, there is a chance she doesn't have to go through probate. I mean, there is still that chance, but the probate attorney needs to look at it and let us know. Basically, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan Payne, but I mean, the long story short on what a probate is basically a probate attorney reaches out to the world to see if there's anybody else out there that has claim to this property.
Yeah.
Because a title company does not want to insure title insurance if you haven't gone through probate, because maybe down the road someone could come back and be like, hey, I had rights to that house too.
Right. And I'll be completely honest, I don't know really what goes on in that process, just because the title company I work with has a probate attorney that just takes care of everything. So when there's that issue, I just say, hey, send it to your probate attorney, get it done. And they usually get it done. In Utah, it's very quick. I don't know about where you're at, New Mexico, where this deal is. But anyway, no, that's what they do. Great.
One thing I wanted to point out too that was great is she looked over the paperwork and she's like, whoa, oh my gosh, it says these words, and she's thinking
after she had already signed it.
Yeah, after she had already signed it, right, guys? Sometimes this will happen before they sign it. Sometimes it'll happen after they sign it, right? It'll happen in both scenarios. But the key is this is why it's really important, and this is part of the sales process. Teach their own on whether you like. I like to go through the contracts with them when we sign it, whether virtually or whatever the case may be. Some people, they like to send it and then they sign it. Either scenario, you should know your contract that you're using in and out. And what I mean by that is you should be able to walk line by line through that contract and explain what each section, what each paragraph means in simple terms. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard people lose a deal because something like that happens, or they get to a certain point in the contract and they're like, well, wait, what's this? And the person doesn't know how to confidently explain it in simple terms. Guys, there is nothing worse than losing a deal that way, when you did all the hard work and you're right there on the 1 yard line and you lose it because you didn't know your contract well enough. So please, guys, for those of you watching and listening, make sure you understand it. And guys, if there's a lot of stuff in your contract that you don't understand, just Google it. It's my best friend.
Has it happened to you, bro? Has it happened?
100% it's happened to me, especially when I was first getting started. Look, 100 contracts. There's a lot of failed contracts and failed conversations in between all of those, in a single year.
I'm not trying to flex on you, dude, but that's never happened to me.
Really?
Nah, bro. It never happened to me. Because when I get to that point, it's just like, I don't really even bring my journey has never been bringing up the contract and that being like what is this? I'm out of here. Anyway, it just never happened. Not to roast you. That's not my good purpose.
No, it's cool, bro. I get it. You're better than me. It's fine. It's whatever.
Bobby. All right, let's get into some calls.
All right, you guys done bickering? Can we actually call people that need help?
Let's call some people that need help. But Lane's out here. He's sweating. He's like, we got to save some people today. Let's go.
Dude,
make
it's what
some
I am
calls.
all about. I mean, because at the end of the day, this is a business that we've created, that I've created, but these people are reaching out to me because there is some sort of distress, right? And just so everybody knows, these are inbound leads, right? So these people are reaching out to me. They're filling out a form online, or they're calling me because of an ad that they saw that I have out there on Facebook, Google, or what have you. And so that's a little bit of an easier lead to have a conversation with than if you're just cold calling people that aren't expecting you to call. You're cold calling people that have a lot of equity in their house and just being like, hey, you're driving through the neighborhood wondering if you want to sell your home. Those are hard. People get a little irritated, and you got to make thousands of calls before you can even get one deal. So these are all inbound leads.
So as Lane's getting that dial up, I will say that the pay per lead is the best, the holy grail. But it also, if you're brand new, paying for leads is probably not the best idea, because you got to be on that phone, you got to respond, and you got to be really good. So I would work your way up to that point. A lot of people starting this business by making those cold calls that take a lot, but it's a good way to cut your teeth. Yeah, it's free. You cut your teeth, learn that way, and then you upgrade to the ultimate closer, Lane and Nathan, and then you can do PPL. I just talked to someone that did PPL, spent $3,000, didn't get a deal, and they're like, "Oh man, I thought it would work." I'm like, "Bro, you're probably not. No offense, but you're brand new. You're probably not that good yet. Like when you got Lane on the other phone, on the other line, and you're trying to do that, good luck. Lane will get you every time.
Send me your deals. We'll close them.
That's right. Yeah.
And he'll get you with that 1, 2, 3, baby.
He just sends that contract. He says, "You're signing right now."
Sure can.
Thank you.
What do we call a doctor's office? What was that?
Said, "Can you hold, please? I got
Maybe
another."
Okay.
Is this Kokisha? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, Kokisha.
Kokisha, got it. Man, I'm proud of myself. First try. Kokisha, this is Lane. I think we had gone back and forth on text messages earlier today, calling about your property that you sent over to us on Lindell Avenue.
Yeah.
Is now an okay time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Well, as I'm pulling your property up here, let me verify. It's 2224.
Yeah, Illinois 62966.
Perfect. Well, as I'm getting that pulled up, what can you tell me about what you got going on there?
Okay. So, bought the house about 5 years ago while I was staying in Illinois, because it was literally across the street from my dad. And
Okay.
I moved back to Arizona. I had somebody that was renting it, and the renter is moving out, and I just don't want to deal with it. I just want it sold so I can be done and walk away.
When are they moving out?
In the next month.
Okay. So you're wanting to get something done here in the next 30, 45 days or so?
Yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, we can definitely accommodate that. When's the last time you were in the property, Kokisha?
Me, myself, I went to town. I went to Murfreesboro about a month ago.
Okay. How long have these tenants been in it?
Well, my brother was staying there when I first left. And since then, my cousin is there, but he's moving. So.
Okay. So these are family members.
These are family members that are there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Sometimes they usually take better care of the property, or there's other times that, they kind of tear it up because.
My cousin that's there is taking really good care of the property.
Awesome.
He just groomed the yard. The house, I'm not going to lie, it does need some repairs, but I don't want to do anything. I want it to be over.
Hey, I don't blame you, especially not being there. That's tough.
Right.
So tell me about what kind of repairs you think it needs.
I know the bathroom could use remodeling.
And it is just one bath?
Yeah, it's one bath.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm like, nothing too terrible, but I'm like, the house is in really good shape for its age.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. It was built in 1948. I mean, has it been updated since then?
Yeah, it's been updated.
Okay. But you haven't done any of the updating?
I haven't done the updating.
Okay.
I bought the house from did the updating.
And how long have you owned it?
5 years.
Gotcha. Okay. So any idea how old the roof is?
Whenever we checked, the roof was 10 years old.
Okay. And what about AC unit? Does it have one, or does it just have a furnace?
It has an AC unit.
Okay. You know how old that is?
Not right offhand.
Gotcha. Okay. No problem. Okay, well, good. Well, Kokisha, I'm sure you know a little bit about us. I mean, obviously, we're a cash buyer. We buy the home as is. What we're really looking for is properties where we can bring value to it, whether it be because of the situation or the repairs that are needed. And so this one looks like it's perfect for us. It's right up our alley. It's in a market that we really like, and our offers are as is, right? No closing costs. There's no commissions that are involved in our offer. Have you thought about, like, if I was to come in with an offer like that, what kind of price would you be willing to do for me?
Between 50 and 60.
Gotcha. Okay. And how'd you come up with that number?
Well, between me and my sister, we looked up to see what the house was valued at on with Zillow to see where we were, and we saw that it was like 86 there. And my sister was like, "You can't ask for 86."
Well, yeah, that'd be great.
Right. It of course, in a perfect world, 86 would be wonderful. But she was like, "Just make sure you knock off what figure needed $5,000-$10,000 in repairs, enough for them to still make whoever's going to buy it to still make a profit."
Yeah. Well, I like where your mind's at, because that's exactly how it works. If you find a value online, whether it be Zillow or Redfin, Realtor.com, that value that you're seeing is assumed that property is fixed up. And it's also what you're going to sell it for on the open market, hiring a realtor, paying commissions, paying closing costs. So if you do want to sell it for 86, by all means, go fix it up, go hire a realtor, go do all the work to do it. And that's about what you can sell it for. So I'm glad you understand that.
Right. She made sure I was clear on what had to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just kind of looking around here at some comps that are in the area, and there is some stuff that has sold, on the MLS. I see it. There's a 4-bed, 2-bath that sold for $63,000 right around the corner on 22nd Street. There's another one over on Robley Street that's a 3-bed, 1-bath that sold for $33,000. Stuff around there.
Yeah.
And is yours a 3-bed, 1-bath or a 2-bed, 1-bath?
It's technically 3. It's got 3 rooms.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh man, I'm seeing there's another one for 40. Well, there is one here for 71, and it's also a 3-1, and it's been all repaired and everything. Man, I just roughly, looking at it here real quick, and the stuff that is fixed up, I'm not sure I'd be able to get to 50. What do you think? Like, if you can't get 50, what's plan B?
If I have to put it on the market, I'll put it on the market.
Yeah. The thing is like, I'm looking at some comps that need some work that, they're down in the $40,000 range. I'm looking at another one here on Alexander Street, totally fixed up, 3-bed, 1-bath, sold for $71,000, $42,000, 2-bed, 1-bath. So I'll be straight with you, Kokisha, because I don't like to beat around the bush or anything like that. But if I was just seeing these numbers that I'm looking at right now, I'm down like in the 19,500 range.
That's not going to happen.
Yes. So
I owe you proper.
You still have a loan on it?
Yeah. For about $2,000.
How much you broke up there?
About $20,000.
Okay, so that's right there about what you owe. Well, I'll tell you what. There's other ways to sell your home other than just hiring a realtor and getting a cash offer. Have you ever considered selling your home on terms, like doing a seller finance?
I don't want to have anything to do with this property after I'm out of it.
I totally get that. And that's the great part, is you don't have anything to do with it. You're just, you become the bank. And whether I get a loan from Wells Fargo or if I have you finance your equity, all you're doing is collecting payments. You have no ties to that house other than a loan on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I would still have a loan and someone could still default and I would still be responsible.
Yep. You're 100% correct. That could happen. So, okay. So you owe 20. What's the absolute lowest you would take, you think?
I'd have to go over it with my sister.
Okay. Because if I was able to get my office to go above 20, I don't know how much it would be able to be. So let's, talk with your sister. Have you talked to any realtors in the town at all?
Not yet.
Okay. Because that might help you out too. I'm just trying to, because I'm looking at the comps here that have all sold, and there's just a lot of cheap stuff in that neighborhood is my only concern. So there's one other option I can talk to you about that we offer. And I have to get it approved. I'm not even sure if I would be able to get it approved after taking all the information from you, but it's called our accelerated program. And basically what we do is, we know that we're really good at marketing, that's how you were able to find us. And what we do is it's just like a net listing, right? We agree on, I can pay you a lot more. It just takes a lot more time. It'll take, between 45 and 60 days instead of just the quick close. But basically the way that it works is, I stick my marketing team on this, and we go and market it to our investors, to end users. We throw it on the open market, and we're able to get you a lot more going that route. So if you have a little bit more time, we could do it that way. I could see if I could get this approved, and going that route, it's probably still only going to be, let's see here. I could probably get you between 45 and 50,000.
Okay, I can talk that over with my sister and see if that works.
But again, you remember that I'm going to market this property. I'm going to send it out to all my investors. We're going to stick our marketing team on it. So it's just going to take longer to do. And like I said, it sometimes, just depends on how fast we can sell it. It could take 60 days. So if you have more time, we can get you more money.
At that time, the mortgage on it's only $286.
Yeah, that's a great mortgage. I would love to be able to just take that mortgage over and then pay you the rest of your equity out over time.
Okay.
So, I mean, what if we came up with a purchase price? What if I was to say, hey, I'll pay you $65,000, leave that mortgage in place, and then the difference is your equity. I'll come in with a $5,000 down payment, and I'll make payments to you every single month and to pay off the equity that you have. And we'll put a 10-year balloon on it. So you'll be able to sell it for a lot more.
I'll talk to my sister about it and see how that looks.
Okay. Does your sister own this house with you?
No, it's my house outright. Just gave me the down payment money, but my sister helps me with anything and everything that I'm doing, just to make sure I'm making the right decision.
Love it. That's awesome. No, I totally appreciate that and respect that. So why don't you talk to her and then let me know if you guys want to get on a 3-way call, I can do that as well. You just let me know.
Okay. She doesn't get off work until 6, so I'll talk to her then. No matter what, we'll talk.
Okay. Well, Kokisha, I'm here to help. Let me know after you and your sister talk. Just let me know.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Sisters,
yeah.
Sisters or daddy or what?
She just doesn't know, dude. She's just shook by your low offers right now. She's like, oh my gosh. Where is this located? This feels like this is Midwest territory or something.
Murfreesboro, Illinois.
Oof.
I mean, it's a small town. That's why, I mean, the novation route is really the right way to go on a deal like this. And I call it our accelerate. Yeah, I call it our accelerated program. Basically just says, hey, we're going to go put it on the market and help, get it sold for you.
You said net listing. I'm curious. Like, do you usually use that term or not?
I do sometimes, and it just goes over a little bit better. It's easier for them to understand.
Because I feel like every time I say that word, people are like, "Oh my gosh, no!" Like they like get crazy on it because it's technically illegal if you're a real estate agent, like in Utah and I think in general. So I didn't know how your reaction.
No, I think that's state by state.
Okay, yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah, it's state by state.
But
yeah,
but you're not an agent, so you're not doing it. A net listing, I think, is like, hey, we're gonna list it for this, and you're gonna pay me anything above that I make on top of what we list your house. But
yeah, I'm gonna go find a realtor to list it for me, right?
Yeah, and then you're gonna work out, hey, you're gonna get this, and then I'm gonna make the difference, right?
Hey, I got a live call coming in.
Oh, snap.
Oh, never mind. We missed it.
Did you want to call it back real quick?
Yeah, let's see. I just don't know if somebody else on my team answered it. That could have happened.
Yeah.
Hello, is this David?
Yes.
David, hi. My name is Lane. I just missed your phone call. I believe you were calling us back.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Good. Which company is this?
We're with Easy Home Buyer, and I believe you had filled out one of our forms. You had filled out one of our forms about your property that you want to sell.
No, not selling.
Did you say you're not selling?
I had that. I sold already one I had, yeah.
So did you sell the one that's on 102 White Street?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. Why are you calling me?
One thing that I like to do, and guys, when someone says they've sold it, always be like, oh, okay, got it. So like you have another buyer, you made it to the closing and you already got the money for it. Because a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, my house is already sold, when it's like, oh, we've got a friend that said they want to buy it. And there's like nothing even close. But one thing, going back to your previous conversation with Kokisha, I believe it was, one thing that you did so well was, guys, did you notice we talked about 3 different types of offers? We talked about a cash offer, or well, Lane talked about a cash offer, right? Terms and an novation. Did you notice how all 3 of those options, he didn't get technical with any, it very simple, and just getting the idea of what that option is. Hey, you can sell on terms to where I take over the payments and then I pay you out on what's owed to you. Hey, it's kind of like a net listing to where you're guaranteed a certain price and then we're able to do whatever else with it. Hey, a cash offer where, we buy it as is and close quick. You're just trying to get the seller to understand the concepts. We don't want to kind of put them to sleep and scare them away with all the technical terms, that they may or may not understand. Just really, really basic, simple content. Yeah, you did such a good job of that, man. That was awesome.
Amazing, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to get bogged down in the details, because then they're just like you lose their attention.
Now, one thing I have noticed is with creative deals, sometimes they don't know what you're talking about. Like not you, Lane, but just in general. So it's that one you kind of have to gauge where they're at, what they understand when you mean payments. Some people get it. They're like, oh yeah, make payments. Okay. Some other people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. And sometimes you feel like over explaining to teach them. Yeah. Try your best to keep it simple, like these guys are saying. But for everyone that's watching this, if you don't have that in your arsenal where you know how, not only how to pitch it, but how to actually fulfill on those 3 offers, that's why we do these calls as well, is because, a lot of people are passing up on deals, right? They're passing up on leads. This deal, that Lane's talking about with the lady in Illinois, that's not a cash offer. Like this, she's not going to sell, that she owes 20. So he'll probably, for cash, probably in this small town needs to be around 20 or less. So the novation is the thing that will make this work. Maybe creative if you want to own a deal with that, but I would say novation, getting this on the MLS, finding that right buyer, that's the play on this one.
Yeah. And a lot of times there's a lot of investors out there that do like this low entry point creative finance deals, sub 2. It's not for me, because a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, you have a $250 mortgage and you're only going to pay her $100 a month, and then you can rent it for $1,000. You're making a lot of money every month, $600-$700 a month. But what you don't understand is this house is, well, one, it's built in 1940, so there's a lot of maintenance that goes into it, and then also these small towns have tenant turnover like crazy. So you think you're making all this cash flow, and then all of a sudden this tenant moves out after a year, they trash the place, that cash flow's gone.
Yeah.
Like all the money you made is gone.
It's all gone. You got to re-up. You got to do carpet paint, $5,000 or whatever to get it done. It's vacant for 3 or 4 or 5 months. So you're paying her out every month. So, I think that it's sexy, right? Like, oh, you can cash flow, but no, in Rich Dad Poor Dad, he's not explaining vacancies and all these things that come in when people think buying real estate is cool.
Well, that and the other big piece of it is appreciation. Right. So guys, when real estate appreciates, you make a lot more money on a $400,000 or $500,000 property when it appreciates 5% versus a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 property when it appreciates 5%. So, but
if it appreciates, it might even go down, bro, in some of these towns.
But at the same time, it's it all depends on who you're working with, and this is where like knowing what client you're serving is so important, because there's a huge market of people. Because the one thing is the barrier to entry is much lower, right? You don't need a huge amount of capital, or you don't need nearly the same amount of capital to get into buying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 rental properties, not nearly as much as if you're buying $400,000, $500,000 plus rental property. So, it all just depends on who.
Yeah. And I know we don't like to kind of get caught up on the whole education side on this. We're really just calling sellers. But if I was able to get this deal and I could make a $5,000 down payment, take over her loan, that's $250, and say I pay her $200 more. So my all in is $450 a month, right? With $5,000 out of pocket. You could go sell that on terms, right? You wrap it, right? You sell it on a wrap. So you go find a buyer, and these small towns are great for stuff like that. You got the maintenance guy, you got the lawn guy, you know, they want to live in town and they're tired of renting. So you can say, hey, say my purchase price is $45,000 with Kokisha. Say, hey, I got this property, I'll sell it to you for $75,000 and I will finance it, and have them come in with a $10,000, a $15,000 down payment. So now you got your $5,000 back. You got $10,000 more in your pocket, and you're charging that person $950 a month. So now you're making cash flow, and they own it. They're not a renter. They own it. So they got pride of ownership. Water heater goes out, they fix it. Roof leaks, they fix it. They pay property taxes. So that's another exit strategy on something like that.
But the most important thing, guys, is I don't care what exit strategy you have or what you think's better than the other. It all comes down to how well can you have that conversation with the seller to figure out what they're even willing to do. Right. And then the exit strategy comes next. So, but first you got to have the skills, somebody like Lane, so that you can have that conversation and get it to that point. And then, you know, figure out what exit strategy is best.
So I love everything you're saying. Let's wrap it up. But one thing I just want everyone to get in everybody's head is, Lane, that was a lead that you're paying for, right? It came in, she knew who you were, she filled it out. That's great. Now, if you do not have those skill sets, be aware that you're going to have calls like that. And if all you know how to do is make a low cash offer, I wouldn't say you light that lead on fire, but Lane, you get a lot of those conversations, right? People they want a certain amount. It takes that skill and the options to pull deals out of that. So a lot of people get in this game and they think let me pay for some leads and I can get it. We're showing you the truth that most sellers want as much as they can get for their house. Obviously, it takes the skill set of the conversation to get them, and the offer options to get them to work with you and feel like you're the expert. Like, she knows, Lane, you're the expert. You're running numbers. She was feeling that. If you're just going through a script and just asking questions and you don't flow well, you know, she might work with you if she's got no other options. But just be aware, it takes more than just making a low offer to get deals in this business.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a pro. Just like Nathan Valley, you said, you don't have to be a pro, but taking imperfect action is the best education you can give yourself. Now, granted, paying for leads does cost money. So go the other route, get acclimated, learn the business, learn what sub-2 creative finance is, you know, so you can actually truly help people. Like, this lady obviously doesn't want to go the realtor route. You could tell. And so really she only has these other options that I was able to present her with. And you can truly help somebody, right? The cash offer just is not for her. She owes too much money, right? Okay, well, let's try and help you. Let's get you more money for it, but it's just going to take you more time to do it because you're going to basically finance your equity or go the novation route.
And just to piggyback off that, guys, with what he was saying, you don't need to be the pro, 100%, right? Again, just have a genuine conversation and try to help that person. When you get it to a point of, okay, this sounds like it might be some type of seller finance or creative deal or a novation or whatever, guys, all you have to say, it's very simple. You can say, hey, Mr. and Ms. Seller, look, I'll tell you what, I don't typically work with that specific type of situation, but I know somebody that's an expert in that scenario. I'll tell you what, let me reschedule a call with you for tomorrow at 3 p.m., whatever. Let me connect with my relationship and see if he's able to help you out. Because if he is, nobody's going to be able to come close to helping you the way this person would be able to. And then, guys, that's what opens up the door for you to reach out with someone that is an expert like Nathan Payne or Lane or myself, and then you can partner with somebody that does have those strategies, and then you can still do these deals. And that's how you're able to maximize on all these leads without necessarily having to know the ins and outs of every exit strategy. That's why JVing with people, especially early on, is so important, so that you can maximize every possible lead that you have. And again, Lane, I know it's pretty easy to get a hold of you, right? What is it? Website
Exactly.
Or?
You can just DM me, HOV Lane, on Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube. Yeah, I've got a link tree in my on my Instagram page, so you can find me easy. I'm available. I love getting on calls and helping people. If the cash offer isn't working and you need help closing a deal or dispone a deal, I love it.
Yeah, Lane is perfect if you have a deal, and if interested in getting into this game and you need some hand holding, if you want someone to do it for you, like in the whole process and showing you the whole thing, that's what we're doing at Painless Flipping. We're taking the pain out of the flipping game right here. So anyway, we're here to serve. We like what we do. And yeah, that's it, guys. You guys got anything to say before we wrap up?
Thanks for joining. Let's do it again next week.
That's what we do. All right. Catch you guys later.
Later, guys.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Nathan Payne, and for the first time ever, we just released this insane training bundle that has literally everything that I've learned from doing a combined 4,000 deals in real estate, all from starting with absolutely no previous business background experience or any real estate experience. Plus, there's over $19,000 worth of free gifts that we're throwing in, all for an insanely low price. If you want to get your hands on this, be sure to click the first link on the description below right now.